Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Brother Ernest, and here I am knocking out a 36 t-shirt print, doing 36 t-shirts, direct-to-garment print. I guess what I was going to do is start by folding these up and getting them out the door. 36 t-shirts with my direct-to-garment printer. Just a reminder, you don't need the Reyes Entrepreneur $20,000 DTG printer. You don't need a $15,000 M2 DTG printer. Those are great to have, but you have to remember something, that the printers like that have a huge lease rate, and the fellows like Reyes the Entrepreneur and the other guys, they are not making their living by selling t-shirt printing. They're making their living by selling you the hype of buying a direct-to-garment t-shirt printer, which, if you must know the truth, it's the direct-to-garment t-shirt printer is not profitable when you're up against a screen printer. If I was screen printing these tees right here, everybody, if I was screen printing those right there, they're 5 colors. I could knock these out for, let's see, what, $6, $7 a shirt plus the tee on 5 colors. So I'm looking at, $11 to $12. Selling these as direct-to-garment t-shirts are very expensive. It'll take me, selling these tees at $15 to $20 each to make my money back. So it's just something to think about, when they are hyping you to buy an expensive direct-to-garment t-shirt printer, which I don't think we need. You don't need something that is 15 grand to you don't need something that is $15,000, one of these printers, plus a pre-treat machine to get invested into that. There's no way that the average startup YouTube printer can even afford or come close to that, because it's just not possible that the brand new YouTube printer is able to spend that kind of money to get a direct-to-garment printer. So when you see the hype out there, and everybody like Reyes and others, hey, buy the Epson F2000 printer. It's a big tank. It's not something that's conducive to a small environment. Once you get that printer somewhere, you've got to leave it there. So when you have the guys like Kenyon, Reyes, and a few others promoting those machines, right? If you're competing against a screen printer, game over. You can't do it. The price of a screen printer that I could screen print those shirts for compared to what I direct-to-garment print these for is a world of difference. I mean, it's just no comparison. The average business owner is going to want maybe 1 or 2 colors in their logos. So, spending $15,000, for a direct-to-garment printer, the Epson F2000 or 2400, 2100, whatever it is not what I recommend everybody to do. I recommend everybody to start small, start in a method which you can afford to lose. Here in this case, I'm like, well, I built my own, so I can afford to lose, a few $1,000. right now the printer is telling me, hey, you're not using genuine Epson ink. So yeah, you know, you start where you can afford. Start where you can afford to get into the game. And if and when you think that getting into the game for direct to garment is the way that you want to go, realize that there are headaches with this machine that they're not really telling you about, headaches with all direct to garment printers, but it's nothing you can't overcome. Nothing I don't overcome. It creates beautiful, vivid prints. But yeah, you know, if we're screen printing these here at a mobile area, I only have a 4x2 screen press, so I wouldn't be able to do this shirt, hence direct to garment. I just really wish that they were kind of a little bit more honest with the faucets of direct to garment printing, because the way that Reyes and these other guys make it seem is that if you get a direct to garment printer, well, businesses are going to knock at your door every day. That's not true. That doesn't happen. Businesses don't knock at your door every day to get you, you know, to do some direct to garment printing. They really don't even think or know anything of it. There are issues when you direct to garment print. Sometimes when you go to print, you don't know if your printer's going to work. You know, and our friend Tonino, or Tonino Printing, you know, he tells you, man, he's like, hey, listen, there's a lot of hassles with direct to garment printing, and there really are. And some of the hassles are, you know, again, you just don't know if you turn that machine on if you're going to print. If your prints are going to line up, you know, or the humidity's wrong, you can't print. There's a storm, you can't print. You know, so there's issues. There's always issues, you know, but when it's printing, you know, you get good, beautiful, vivid prints. If you can see that better. Very clear prints. You know, you might have an error or two on, you know, something that is not aligning properly. You know, maybe a double print on a star or something like that. But, you know, it's kind of the name of the game with direct to garment printing. You just don't know if it's always going to work or not. And usually when there's an error, you know, on the printing side, it's normally something that you have to just tighten down your belt or something like that. So let's move you over here. Going to do 36 of these shirts with you all. Fun, right? When you're pressing the shirt, you always want to make sure you have very light pressure so you don't press into the shirt. You just kind of want to sort of hover that press at a 0 level right over the T, and that creates a good, crisp, clean print. Over here, I'm just loading the press. That's got about another minute to go. Thing is, direct to garment printing is not for everybody. It's a beast of their own. The majority of businesses that come to you, they're just going to want, you know, their logo, 1 or 2 colors. Direct to garment printing is really kind of a fad of printing where it's a fad of printing to print vivid colors, many colors, more than screen printing will allow. And you know, for those people that screen, or those people that direct to garment print, they just really like to do it. It's not a matter of if it's conducive to financing, because if you're doing a, you know, 30 print job, it's just not conducive to screen printing. Because, you know, doing a one-off or a two-off of this is perfect, you know, because that's where your money's at. Your money's in doing one or two of these right on the spot. It's never in, you know, if I had to do 50 of these, which doing 36 takes a while, would be faster to screen print, but then I wouldn't have a video to show you if I screen printed this. So, kind of trying to level my standoff over here. See if that'll get it level. Sweet. Any comments we've got going on? Doesn't look like it, so let's get done with this one and go to the next one. Looks like in here my belt is a little loose, but I'll keep printing with it. Should start to balance out. I'll bring you guys back over here. Thanks for hanging on. $36 runs. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done. So we have 31 more to go. 31 T's, and if we had this thing set up for screen printing, it'd be very fast. We'd have to print, flash, print 5 different times, which would make it pretty difficult. Let's see if I can see my own live stream. Yeah, I can. There's 3 of us watching. How cool is that? This is another thing about your own home-built DTG printers, is that you're constantly fighting with Epson over the printer telling you these are not OEM inks. Because the inks that are meant for this are pigment inks. you can see over here, beautiful, vivid prints. Now the one down. I'm going to have to solve that problem right there. My platen belt needs to be adjusted. It's a little loose, which means I'll start to get double prints. Take a solve on this real quick, hold on. My printer went offline for like 3 days. I updated my software, I came home actually and my computer was updating Windows without my permission. And then after it updated the operating system, my drivers didn't want to work on the software. So now I just need to tighten these belts back here and then get back to work. This happened after 150 prints that I did. My belt just finally said, hey man, I need to be tightened. And so I had to tighten it, and it's really hot in here because of the heat press. Let's get this belt tightened really quick. Oh yeah, it's pretty loose. Feels like it may work. We'll test it out and see. Might be a little too tight, but I'll know here in just a minute. Once I lock this down and put a few of these screws in. Take just a second, it'll get back online again. Let's give this a go. Make sure I know where my top shirt is, right here. We'll see how it operates. Either it'll be too tight for the belt to pull forward or not. Looks like it's fine to me. Nice, beautiful, vibrant prints. Check on my height real quick. You're all the way okay. Let's get to printing. As soon as it boots up, we'll get to going again. Scoobda, how you doing? So Blue Hormdran or whatever you are. What in the hell are you talking about? How you doing, Scoobdo? Just knocking out some direct-to-garment printing here. Taking care of some business, doing 35 shirts for a or 36 shirts, I'm sorry, for a customer. Going to hit the mail tomorrow. It's like my wife sent me a message. Wow, man, my wife said AC Moore has shirts on sale right now for $1.50. I may have to go check that out. All right, this is about to turn on and we'll get started again. Thanks for holding on. Sometimes things in the direct-to-garment world don't go as planned. Still waiting to see what this Blue Hormdran is saying that I'm lying about. So I'm just kind of waiting for him to drop a comment. Yeah, it looks like it might have been just a troll to drop by and say something and burn off. I don't know. You know, as I was saying earlier, you guys should not consider buying a direct-to-garment print unless you have 50 items that you can print every week. A direct-to-garment printer only gets better as you print more and more with it. In this case, I could have a belt that's too tight. So I may have to start all over again, loosen the belt, and go at it again. Let's try one more time and see if we can't get it to come forward. Hold on a moment. Alright, so now we've got an issue that I got to solve here. I don't even know what the hell happened now. My DTG program has lost communication with my printer. Yep. Let me see what the hell is going on, as if I need this right now at this given moment. You know, you go through 150 prints and nothing goes wrong, and you go through one print and everything goes wrong. And now I just need to find my... Here's my tape. Let's solve this problem and see what the hell is going on. All right, let's see. Maybe I've got to reboot and solve the problem. I don't know, everybody. It pulls just fine. I don't know what the hell the problem is then. I have no idea what went wrong there. Just a simple reboot, and all of a sudden everything's back online again. Forgot I had this top sheet on. Never good. Come on, Ernest. My brain is like, what the hell's going on with my printer? All right, I got to run to AC Moore. I'll come back when we finish this, and I'll run one or two more. All right. Beautiful shirt. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Not much more I can do but just print, but I got to run to a store real quick, and then I'll come back and finish this print up. All right, everybody? This is an emergency because I have no 3Xs. I just ran through a large run for a public school. So thanks for hanging out, and I will come back. We'll take a look at this one really quick. You know, adjusting the printer along the way will tighten up the parameters of the print. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 large. So 12, 24, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Medium. One more large. I need 12 larges, 12 mediums, and 12 extra larges. 7 prints there. Let's take a look at this one. Perfectly printed tee. Three fingers down. I'll get us one more on that large. Now, do you guys think if I'm pulling prints off like this, that you really need a $20,000 DTG printer that Reyes and Kenyon are trying to promote? Absolutely not. You're never going to make your money back on a $20,000 printer or $15,000 printer from, you know, the distributor that they're getting it from. It's a tank. Not to mention that you have to spend a shitload of money on pre-treat. The ink is super expensive, and you know, you're just, DTG printing is something that is a, you know, it's not a necessity. such as screen printing, or you guys would be better off, in my case, or in my thoughts, for the majority of you all, you'd be better off using OT laser transfers or inkjet transfers. And I just cannot see how the average person is ever going to spend $20,000 on a printer, not including the pre-treat machine. And the pre-treat machine that you get is very, very expensive. So you notice I don't have a pre-treat machine. I pre-treat everything by hand, just because I've mastered the art of pre-treatment. This was not far enough down, so let me just lift this shirt up a bit. And we'll get one more done. Then I gotta get to AC Moore before they close at 9 o'clock. My wife said they have an incredible sale going on. We're going to go figure it out. That's my wife's dinner. It's ready to go. Hold on, everybody. You know, I feel like in a lot of ways, although I'm one of the more busier. Hello, JP TAG 33. I feel that as much direct-to-garment printing do, as much vinyl printing that I do, as much sublimation printing that I do, and as much screen printing that I do, I'm one of the most undersubbed YouTube printers in the market. And I've been direct-to-garment printing for a year now. And notice that I am not doing it with a $15,000 printer, but a printer that I built by myself. And I just felt like, you know, before I wanted to get into the market, that I actually wanted to learn how to build my own printer. That way, you know, if anything goes wrong with my printer, I can monitor it. And I can know what to do. This will be the last shirt that I run. I have to run to the store. You know, I've done that JP tag. I have taught people how to be free. You can go look at my channel. I have some of the best freedom videos you'll ever come across. I'm just in this phase of life right now. That's why it's where I am, you know? We kind of all go through phases, and this is my phase right now. Beautiful, vivid prints every time. All right, this will be the last one, and I got to run. So, hey, I hope that answered your question. Why am I not printing or teaching stuff like that anymore? It's just where I'm at in life. I've done it for many years, and I'm kind of just wanting to focus on this. I'm having the time of my life printing and teaching people how to print and teaching them what works in the printing area and printing life. Man, that's just where I am. So who knows? Maybe I'll get back to that in the future. Or not, it all depends. Right now I'm just focusing in on my business and focusing in on becoming as best as I can. Yeah, you can just go through my channels and see a lot of videos on freedom fighting and what have you. And I did my run, I ran my course, I got tired, and now I'm just focusing on printing and being with both of my wives and living my life. How beautiful that is. Take you forever to screen print that. Definitely longer than what it took me to direct to garment print it, because I would have had to print flash print and then throw it through the conveyor dryer one last time, and I still would not have gotten it that clear. The difference between direct to garment printing and screen printing is that direct to garment printing dyes the ink into the shirt. When you screen print, it's just a level of plastisol or water-based print. Water-based print would do the same thing as direct to garment printing, but when you're using plastisol, it puts a layer on top of the shirt. Direct to garment, it dyes the fiber of the shirt, and thus it lasts longer than screen printing in every case, especially if it's properly cured and properly treated. Every case you're going to get a better print. Okay, I got to run to the store, take my wife dinner at work. So you guys have fun. Thanks for watching. Tune in. I'll come back in a little bit and finish this.